June 1st, there was a Chicago and Indiana game in the WNBA that saw Chennedy Carter having a non-basketball foul on Caitlin Clark, which was then later ruled to be a flagrant one. And it brought a lot of discussion of what does the Caitlin Clark hate mean? Is it warranted? Is it unnecessary? Is it nothing? Something, all that stuff. So it began this discourse of what's going on with Caitlin Clark and her popularity. So Steve, the question that I will ask you is the Caitlin Clark hate something or nothing?
Whenever there's a great rookie that comes into their respective league, whether it's the NHL, MLB, NBA, WNBA, NFL, there's always going to be kind of a welcome to the league moment. The veterans thinking, oh, this is some hot shot coming out of college or coming out of, wherever they're coming from into the league. They've done super well. There's all this hype about them. There's all of this stardom over them. And there's always going to be those guys that want to give them that welcome to the league moment. And I think that's what this was. Was it a basketball play? No. Was it aggressive? Yes. But I don't think that Chennedy Carter woke up on Saturday morning and decided that she wanted to go wreck Caitlin Clark. You have a young woman who has battled through her career. She came into the WNBA, had to leave to go to Europe because she got cut, came back, and now she's trying to fight for her spot in the league. And she's always had this tenacity to her. I did a little bit of research. She's been suspended before for aggressive plays, but they were very similar in this. To me, this isn't a Draymond Green-esque, I'm going to run up behind Rudy Gobert and put him in a chokehold, or I'm going to throw my elbow behind me at Yusuf Nurkic, which all of those incidences, it looked as if there was premeditation behind those. To me, she is trying to bring her team back in a very closely contested game, which if you watch the entire game, Caitlin Clark was doing some fairly aggressive and annoying things as well on defense. So there was a lot more buildup to this than just that one moment, that one singular moment. She just made a tough contested layup on her. And then she just had a lapse in judgment moment. I don't think it was directed at Caitlin Clark for me. So to me, this was more about the media running with the biggest thing in women's basketball possibly ever and just trying to find a story where there isn't one.
I do think the initial reaction from everybody, myself included, was over the top of Carter is headhunting, or it was this super aggressive, like you said. It was not like a Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert, Nurkic, type of play, nothing like that.
Correct.
But people are ignoring the intent for the actual action. A lot of WNBA players feel as if they've been fighting the good fight for so long, and now Caitlin Clark can come in and make a few threes, and now she's the face of the league. Well, I got news for you. That's just how it is. You know why we're talking about this story? Because Caitlin Clark was involved. If she had shoved Kelsey Plum, nobody cares. If it's Cameron Brink, nobody cares. It's because of Caitlin Clark and the fact that she did it because it's Caitlin Clark. That is the point. It's not the point of, a basketball player got shoved in a basketball game. It's a physical sport. Things happen. I'm totally cool with that. I played basketball. I know that's how it works and all that stuff. But that's not what this is. Ball isn't even in play. And the fact that, and Angel Reese, I don't want to get on her too much because she wasn't even involved directly, but her cheering was a direct sign that, I'm not saying it was premeditated, but that's what it was about. I don't think she's clapping if she does that on another random Fever player. There's an aspect, specifically Angel Reese, who had mentioned post-game, it's not just Caitlin Clark, it's me too, plus all these other people, it's not one person, all that stuff. What WNBA player has a $20 million shoe deal? I'm pretty sure it's Caitlin Clark. Do you know why Nike pays her $20 million to wear her shoes? Because people are looking at her. It is just sometimes, hey, people look at you. You're in the media. You're in the spotlight. You're a hot thing. Here's all the money so you can represent our brand. And the WNBA and women's sports as a whole should look at it like that. Like, we are giving this player the attention because we want our image and our likeness and stuff out there, and she's providing it. This right here, we would never be having a WNBA story if this had not been happening. Heavy lies the crown of popularity and being at the forefront in the face of the league. But my biggest point is, again, I think people are ignoring too much of the intent and just focusing on what actually happened, when that's not the point of why we're talking about this.
I like most the point where you said that we wouldn't even be having this conversation if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. I can't tell you the last time that I have heard the WNBA being talked about on almost every national sports show. I can't remember a time where I'd scroll through my social media and there are literally people talking about WNBA attendance, people talking about betting on the WNBA. Like, she has brought your sport, your league, to the forefront. She has brought it to the global attention. As I've said, I don't think that this was so much about who Caitlin Clark is individually, but I will go in on Angel Reese for a second because she annoys me. And what annoys me about her is the fact that she is so okay with her teammates. And I do think that Angel Reese is somebody who would intentionally go after Caitlin Clark just because of their rift. So I think that anytime anybody goes after her, there is definitely going to be, elation from Angel Reese. And having to put yourself in the category with your own words is just kind of mind-boggling to me. Like, oh, well, we're not just watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. They're watching because of me too. Well, the fact that you had to say that elevates Caitlin Clark's point.
So Angel Reese can have a problem with Chennedy Clark, or Caitlin Clark, and so can Chennedy Carter. The whole WNBA can have an issue with Caitlin Clark. That's fine. But realize that when you bring those negative emotions into the real world,
yep,
you're going to be judged for that. Like I said, if this was a Caitlin Clark has the ball there and she's bodying her up, like get into her, like I would have this. It'd be nothing. It'd be a non-story. Right. But the fact that she called her, the B word before doing it, and then walked up and clearly just does it to do it to her because of what Caitlin Clark is right now representing. And Angel Reese even alluded to, like, if I have to be the villain, I'll be the villain. That, to me, I don't think because I just now thought of this. Do you remember when a little bit before the WNBA draft, mm-hmm. and like the AI images of her came out and she was all upset that like she was being sexualized and people were saying all these things to her. And now all of a sudden you're like, yo, hate me. That's what I want to do. That's such a cop out for I can't be the person who I want to be, and that's Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.